Hello everyone, this is Vikram from Data Edge. In today's session, I'm going to show you how you can install Hadoop on Windows machine. Earlier, I have posted some of the videos where I explain how we can configure, set up the Hadoop into the Ubuntu or some other flavor of the Linux, like the Linux Mint and other things. Now, I think most of the people are interested to work with the Hadoop in the Windows because of the RAM and the laptop issue. So what are the steps and how we are going to install Hadoop on Windows? That I am going to explain you in this video. First of all, for installing Hadoop on Windows, we require some of the softwares. So what are the prerequisite softwares for that? So basically, sorry for this words. Softwares required is the Java. I'll make use of the Java 1.8. Then we required Hadoop. So we have the multiple versions of the Hadoop available at present. We have the like 3.1 version, 3.2 also, but they are not so much stable right now. So I'm going to tell you to make use of the 2.9 version. So how we are going to install this Hadoop into Windows? Let's continue and start with the process. So very first thing, we need to install Java first. So how we are going to check whether first we will check whether the Java is installed into my machine or not. How we are going to check it out? So open your command prompt terminal and type over here Java-version. If it is installed, it will list you. In my case, it is showing that Java 1 point is already installed. So forget it. I will not install, but I will tell you how you can download it. For downloading and installing Java, it's not so difficult work. Just start. So you can see here, we have the Java download but option, and I will select this Java 8 download. We will open any of the website like java.com, or we can go directly with the Oracle. No issue. Both the links will provide you the same software to download. See, this is the page to download Java SE JDK 8 version. If you scroll down, it will come the versions update with the different operating systems where we are going to install. Here, it is showing the Windows 2 versions like 86. It simply means 32-bit Windows, and 64, it means 64-bit Windows. So my machine is 64, so I'll download this Java JDK by clicking on this link. And for installing, once it is downloaded, you have to click next, 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 next like that and finish. Then finally Java will be installed into your machine. And same way, after installation of the Java, you can see at the command prompt, it is showing 1.8.0 update 188 is installed into my machine, and it is of the 64-bit. So that sounds correct. Our first step to install Hadoop is done. Now, what we are going to do? What are the things we are going to follow to install Hadoop now? Okay, so let's get started, and we'll now download Hadoop for our Windows. How we can download? So simply, we don't know a specific version, so we will Google it out like Hadoop download, and here it will redirect to the Apache website, that is hadoop.apache.org. And if you look at the current page, it is going to show you the version 3.30. It is having also at the down 2.92. You can choose any of the versions as per your requirement and suitability. If you don't have any latest Hadoop install criteria into your mind, you can just go with the 2.9 and you will feel more safe Hadoop from that. So here you can see this link, mirror site. We'll click on this one. It will redirect me to some pages where Hadoop will be found. So we will click on this now, download Apache Hadoop Commons. And here it is suggesting me the current versions, 2 point versions, and like different versions. You can download from here any versions if you are wish to install into your system, like 2 point version or 3 point version. In my case, I have downloaded 2.92 tar. So how we can download it? We need to simply click over here on this link. It will automatically redirect to this page, and here you will find this option, Hadoop 2.92.tar.gz. Size will be 349 MB. You simply click over here, it will start downloading. In my case, it is already downloaded, so I'll cancel this one. Once it is downloaded successful, in my machine, I will create one folder location or directory where I will put all my Hadoop required softwares. Okay. So in my case, in R drive, I have created one Hadoop folder. Inside that, I have kept all the required software to install the Hadoop on Windows. So you can see over here, even the Spark is present, that I will be able to tell you how we are going to work with the Spark in my next video. First, we will start with the Hadoop. How we are going to install Hadoop now, because Hadoop is already present into my machine. It's already downloaded. What are the things that you need to do it? First of all, you have to right click over here and you need to extract it. That extraction software may be anything, WinExtract, WinRAR, like 7-zip, you can see in my machine. Once you click on this extract 7-zip with the extract Hadoop tar, it will get extracted into one folder like this one, Hadoop 2.9.2 tar. What we have to do now? We have to again open this folder, and here inside this also it will give you one tar file. That is now the size of the 850 MB. So what you can do, again you right click on this one and extract this folder. It will be extracted like this, Hadoop 2.9, as you can see over here. And you can see it is getting extracted very fast. And we have the two warnings over here, like this one, 1 and 2. Simply ignore this one. We don't consider this warning, and it will not cause any issue in our installation also. In my machine, it's already extracted, so I'm canceling this one. Once it is installed, extracted into your machine, what you can do, you can simply copy this file, okay, this folder over here. Like this, it will be pasted over here. What you can do now? So let me remove this one because it will be unnecessarily causing the space. It will, because once you have this folder, there is no requirement for this. Okay. What we are going to do now, and what are the things we have to consider before installing Hadoop? So we'll open the environment variable of our system. Okay, so how we can open that one? We'll right click on this My PC. We'll go to Properties. We'll click on this Advanced System Setting and click on this environment variable. And here you need to update some of the user variables like this, what I have installed. You can see Hadoop Home. So initially it will be not present into your case. So what you have to do, you have to click on New. If you click on this one, it will ask you the variable name and the variable value. So variable name is nothing but it is a Hadoop underscore home, which is in caps. And then it will ask you the value. So value will be the location where Hadoop is present into your machine. So as I mentioned, it is present into my R Hadoop folder inside that Hadoop 2.92. Let me cross verify, and you can see this path, R Hadoop 2.92. So it is present over here. So let me cancel this. So once you put these two values, what you have to do, you have to click on the OK. Once it is OK, what the next thing you have to take care? Okay. So now you have to provide the path of that Hadoop folder. So what you can do over here and how you are going to provide the path variable for that. For that purpose, You don't have to create the new value over here. You will get this path variable already present. Don't click on new and simply click on this edit. In this one, whatever the predefined values is there, don't change anything. Changing in this path variable may lead your operating system not working properly. Okay, so here you can click on new and it will give you the windows like this one. So how and what the things we are going to do with this one. Okay, so here if you click new, we need to set the path for two variables. One variable will be for the bin folder, another will be for the sbin. For the time being, I'm not telling what actually the bin and what actually the sbin. So you will find this bin folder over here, okay, and you will find this sbin folder over here. So what you have to do, you have to set the path to these two folders, bin and sbin. I'll be explaining you later on what is these two paths. If it is required, we'll set this Hadoop share Hadoop common lib folder also. If it is required, otherwise we'll leave it so that you can be able to find it out from share Hadoop and not this share. It will be etc Hadoop. Like that, we will see that part later because that is not required now. Okay, this folder it's still not required, and that were the locations present over here. In the commons, it is having these many jars. Okay, these jars are the Hadoop related jars. Leave it. Once you done this environment variable setup, you simply click on this OK, OK, and OK. What next? What is the next step to install Hadoop into Windows? We'll click open this command prompt again and we'll type over here Hadoop -version. Will say whether it is going to give you any specific value or not. Just wait for the result. And you can see this when you clicking on this Hadoop version also, it is giving the same value Java. It means that this command is working and it is properly configured and it is updated into your environment variable also. Now what you will do? What is the next step? Stay tuned. Come back to this Hadoop folder over here. Once you have the Hadoop, forget about this hive tar file over here. It is unnecessarily kept over here. Let me remove this. What next you have to do and how we are going to configure Hadoop into our system. Initially, you will not find this edge data. What is this edge data? I will tell you while configuring. Okay. So first thing, what are the configuration changes we need to do? Okay, over here, and how Hadoop is going to work. So there are a couple of the changes that we need to follow. Once you open this bin folder, here we have to put some of the Windows related files like Hadoop CMD, SDFS CMD, and MapRed CMD, this WinUtil, Yarn. All these things I will let you know from where you can be able to copy it. Okay. Before that, what I'll do, I'll tell you some of the way the Hadoop configuration files. Here in these files, again, some files like the Hadoop env CMD and other things. If you are not able to find it out, in the description, I will paste some of the links from where you can directly click and it will redirect to the different version of the Hadoop. Like you need to select 2.9 and from there you need to simply copy the files and put over here because these CMD files may be not present into your machine initially. What actually these files is and what are the configurations changes we need to do over here that I'm going to tell you over here. First file in this Hadoop env.cmd file, just open this with the notepad. Your Hadoop is going to work on the certain version of the Java. So first thing you need to specify the location of the Java where the Java is present into your machine. As you can see, I have given this location set Java home equal to R Hadoop Java and this JDK location. Maybe this Hadoop will this Java will always install into this program files, and here you will get this Java. This is the actual location of the Java installed into my machine. But if you look at this name, program space file, sometimes it will get the confusion that it is not going to read the location properly because program space files is there. So what you can do, you can simply come back over here, copy this JDK folder, okay, or directly copy this Java location folder from here. And what you have to do, you have to paste into the location where you have kept all the Hadoop. I kept the Java folder over here, and the same this JDK 1.8 this location I will update over here. So this is the one changes in the environment variable of the Hadoop. It simply means that your Hadoop is now able to get the Java location from your system. What is the next things that you need to change? The very next thing that you need to come over here in the again in the Hadoop folder, and from there we have to change in another file that is known as codesite.xml. If you open this one with any of the editor, this configuration file will be left blank. What you have to do here, you need to simply tell where exactly the Hadoop file system is going to run, the name node where HDFS is going to run. So this is the property that you need to specify. This is the particular property. That is the only property which is required. These two properties are currently now optional. As you can see, it is related to the Hive. So just copy this file only over here in the configuration, save it and close it. All these configuration files, whatever I'm showing over here, that I will give you the link of the GitHub from where you can directly download it. And if you are using this Hadoop version, you can directly paste over here, replace the files, existing files. That's all. You don't have to do it manually. Next changes in the file is the hdfs site.xml. Let me open this one. And here also you will get this configuration tab, open and close blank. What you have to do in this one, you have to set these three mandatory property. These three mandatory property is the only required property for running the Hadoop HDFS. Remaining things, whatever you are saying, that is not mandatory. It is related to Hadoop, but these are some other tools and which is going to run on the Hadoop. So what you have to do, you have to manually copy these three property files only. What is this property? dfs.replication means how many replication, how many copies of a particular node you want to configure for your machines. As we are talking that we have the less space, so we will make at the copy at the replication at the 1. By default, it will take 3, so we are making at the 1. Now we need to specify the two different directories where our name node data is going to be stored and data node is going to be stored. As you can see, the name of this property itself, dfs.name.name.directory means it is related to the name node directory. It is related to the data node directory. So you can put anywhere. There is no specific condition that you have to put a particular location only. In my case, I have kept inside R Hadoop 2.9.2, and I have created one H data folder inside that DFS inside that name node. Let me show you this one. So initially I was talking that why this folder is present. So this is the folder where my DFS is going to be placed. So for name node, I have the name node folder. For data node, you will have the data node folder. The same location you have to specify over here and make sure you have to give this location file colon /r / and then the location. Only these three properties required. Just save it and close it. What next? The very next thing required for the one of the property file, two more property files. Till now we have configured SDFS and core site along with the Hadoop env. Next property file is MapRate.site.xml. Initially, you will not be able to find this property file itself. So what you can do, you can copy this one and rename like this one. Anyhow, if you are getting these files from my video link description, there will be link. From there, you have to directly copy and paste over here. So no need to worry. Let me explain you what actually this file is. This file is nothing, but it is going to tell that we are going to work with the MapReduce and Hadoop 2. Version. MapReduce is known as Yarn, that you need to specify the name over here. MapReduce framework name and name itself is a Yarn. Just save it and close it. Next file that you need to configure is the yarn site.xml. Again, here you need to specify these two properties. So don't worry what actually this property is doing. What you have to do, you have to simply copy these two property over here, because these two property is not doing any specific work, but it is doing the work of the MapReduce only. So these are the predefined, no need to give the custom value over here. So these are the configuration file changes what we have to do into the Hadoop folder. Once it is done, what the next step you have to do and how you are going to make use of this one, how you are going to use this one, right? How we can start, how we are going to see whether the Hadoop is able to start it or not. What you can do, simply open the command prompt. In my case, I have already opened. Okay, what we have to do now? So we have already set the values for the Hadoop and other things. We need to format the name node, because initially, if you don't format the name node, there will be some unwanted data will be present into your machine. How we can format it? What is the command for formatting the name node? Formatting the name node is simply erasing all the content which is present into the file or that location. Hadoop fs, not fs, Hadoop name node, then format. This is the command to format the name node, and this command should be done only one time when you are doing the setup first time. Next time, after doing some work, and if you formatting it, means all the data is going to be removed from this file. Now, how we are going to start this Hadoop into our machine? We will see the setups. I'm not executing these commands over here, because if I will execute this command, the content data, whatever is inside this one, my name node, that everything is going to be released, erased. Okay, but you have to execute this name node hyphen format. It will take couple of the seconds, and after that, finally in the last, it will show you name node formatted successfully. This message you should be able to get over there. If it is saying that this message, then it means it is successfully formatted and you are able to make use of that. Okay, if it is having some issue, I will again post some of the videos, and if you have some of the issues getting, put the comment on the video. I will be able to give you the solution. I'm not executing this command right now. What you can do, you can open the Windows PowerShell. Okay, we have the terminal based software into the Windows now. Instead of using this command prompt, you just open this Windows PowerShell, and always try to open this Windows PowerShell, not directly clicking over here, but by clicking run as administrator. Otherwise, you will get some of the error while opening the data node and name node configuration. So let me check what are the running processes, Java related processes into my machine currently. So this is the command JPS. If you hit enter, it will give you, apart from this JPS, nothing is running. Okay, it means no command is running now. What we have to do? We have to start Hadoop now. How we are going to start Hadoop and where are the locations to start the Hadoop. So this will be present inside the SWIN folder of this one. You just come over here and here we will have the couple of the commands like start all. It was the initial command which is now deprecated. We have the start dfs.cmd, start yarn.cmd. So these commands are present inside this Hadoop SWIN folder. Because of that only, I have set that into the path of this while setting the environment variable. Because if you are not setting this one, it will not come to know, okay, these are the location. It will not come to know that from where you are going to execute that command, okay. If you are setting that into the path variable, from any directory, you can be able to start the Hadoop into your machine. So what is the command? Start dfs dot hit tab cmd. It will start the HDFS related steps to you. Hit enter and you can see it has opened the two command prompt. One highlighted over here, it is saying Apache Hadoop distribution, correct? And in this Hadoop, it is starting the data node over here. Just see the back one, it is showing the name node. It means that by these two commands, by the command start DFS, it will start name node and data node into your machine. Just wait for a couple of the seconds. It will all the work, whatever it is doing over here, it is going to finish. And make sure that you have opened this Windows PowerShell as the administrator. Otherwise, the data node will not get started. That is the one of the issue. Always open this Windows PowerShell, or if you wish to work with the command prompt only, always open that with the run as the administrator. So now both are started. If you execute this JPS command, you will come to know that now name node and data node is both is running into my machine. What next? Start, we are going to start yarn related stuff, right? So this is the command start yarn.cmd. Now you can see again it has opened the two command prompt. It is showing yarn related stuff, that is the node manager, and another one is the resource manager. Both are started. It will take again couple of the seconds. Okay, once it is started, what we can do again, we will see by this JPS command. You can be able to see node manager, resource manager, name node, and data node. All are working fine. See, this is the Windows machine, and here we have the space issue. Because of that, we are not configuring the secondary name node. So that is the optional. Okay, but for learning and practicing of our work, this approach is fine without starting secondary name node. Okay, so this is the commands which is already running. If you don't want to make use of the two different command, we have another legacy command, start all.cmd. Okay, but this is the old command. It is now deprecated. We have to start it separately. Even though if you are using this one, it will work. It doesn't tell that it is deprecated, it will not work. But the preferred way is to start it separately, yarn and DFS. How we are going to verify whether what are the UI for this Hadoop system? Okay, so open any of the browser. I'm opening Mozilla. And here we have the we have to open a command that is known as localhost. It's already open, but I will open in front of you to tell. And this is the port for the overall Hadoop health. If you see, this is the name node, and we have configured our name node localhost at running at the 9000. That is the core site and SDFS site while the configuration of the Hadoop. And it is going to give you all the information from over here. This is the name node information. Summary, security, and safe mode both are off because we didn't test that part. And these are some of the running and not running information of the system. and you can see the name node storage R Hadoop, and this is the locations which we have given into the SDFS, right? So it has picked up that location itself, and it is saying it is active. How then second command you have to open on the browser is the localhost 9864. This is the port by which you can be able to see the data node information over here. You can see data node is working on this, and it has opened, this temporary variable location. Okay, so these are the things. If you want to see the overall all application of the Hadoop, so this is the port localhost 8088. It will open this one only. Now, this is the overall Hadoop installation. There is a browse file system. Initially, if you click over here, you will not get anything over here, but while creating some of the folders from the command prompt, you can be able to get it over here. So let me tell you that part also, how you are going to create it. Okay. So we have the command Hadoop fs minus ls. Minus ls is the command to list all the things. From where you are going to list? So this is the home directory of the Hadoop SDFS // Initially, in your case, it will not list anything. No data will be returned from your case. But in my case, I have created some of the folder temp and user other things. So it is listing these two. If it is listing, that's fine. If it is not listing, giving you the blank, it doesn't mean that it is incorrect. It simply means that there is no folder specified like this one. So you can be able to create it from that one. So that is a separate concept. What are the SDFS admin command that you should be aware of that Hadoop, that I can be able to make the second video on that one. So for that time, stay tuned, subscribe to my channel. Okay. Thank you.